We're tracking snow across parts of northern Kentucky, and then it's all eyes on an Arctic outbreak ahead.
Road crews in Harrison County say they'll be ready to go overnight to tackle any snow-covered roads. How they're preparing.
We both believe that we're going to see more. I don't think that we've seen the peak just yet.
UK hospital leaders say they've seen a dramatic rise in flu cases the last few weeks.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for watching. It is a cold night across the state, but it's going to get even colder later this week. An Arctic blast will put Kentucky in a deep freeze.
And tonight we are tracking some light snow that could fall across parts of the state. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He shows us what's on the First Alert Defender right now. How about it, Chris?
Yeah, parts of the state being the key phrase there, especially the northern part of the bluegrass state. I do think some folks will wake up to a coating of snow. For a lot of others, kids, do the homework. You're likely to be in class tomorrow. Live First Alert Defender showing a mainly dry sweep now, but notice that band of snow that is showing up into parts of Ohio. That was actually working across the AA highway corridor in northern Kentucky a little earlier this evening, and we're getting a little break here northbound on Interstate 75 between Williamstown and Covington. But a little earlier, that snow band that is to our northeast did put down a covering of snow here, this out of the Newport area into far northern Kentucky from that Kentucky Weather Twitter feed. Now, farther to the west and northwest, another round of snow. This is where the real snow is located, with a clipper that is diving its way right on top of Kentucky. Now, if you want to get snow from a clipper, you want that area of low pressure to be farther to the south, because the snow will fall on the northern side of that. So as of now, that is going to encompass mainly parts of Indiana and Ohio and just graze northern and northeastern parts of the bluegrass state. So my thoughts on this really haven't changed. Yes, we could get a little burst of snow as far south as the Interstate 64 corridor. It's at least a chance it gets that far to the south. The majority of that stuff is going to hang well to our north. We'll talk about that. And also, guys, this is what's taking center stage this week: the dangerously cold air that is on the way for Wednesday and Thursday. Updated numbers are even colder than what I was showing you earlier in the day.
Chris, thank you. And as he just mentioned, the farther north that you are, the better chance you have of seeing some snow. So state road crews say they've been pre-treating roads in northern counties.
For example, in Harrison County, road crews tell us they are ready for any snow that falls tonight and tomorrow morning. Jordan Valines talked to them about their plans, and she continues our First Alert weather team coverage.
If you're wondering why James McCarty isn't more layered up,
I'm telling you, it ain't cold yet. It's still above zero.
It's because every winter,
I've been here 23 and a half years as of the end of December.
he adds another layer of experience.
The 94, the big snow that comes.
His own insulation
We get out in this weather all the time.
from the elements.
This is not bad.
The road department supervisor says they've seen winters much worse. Even last year, where by this time they'd already spread 100 tons of salt.
We had 800 ton of pure salt that we could get, and we brought every bit of it in. When we finished the winter, we had about 150 ton of rock salt mix and about 50 ton of salt. That was it.
They're now stocked with around 1,000 tons of salt, more than ready to take on any winter weather headed our way.
They've got their plows on. We've got our tar chains on. We've got our salters on. You know, they're plugged up, heating them, fueled up, ready to go.
The supervisor says that they treat the neighborhoods with salt, but in order to treat the county roads, they use a mixture consisting of 3 parts gravel, 1 part salt. They say there are 2 reasons they do this. The first is cost, and the second is traction.
All we treat is hills and curves and intersections. We don't treat the road solid. So we do hills, curves, and intersections. So we want you to get a melt, but we also want to give you traction until it does melt.
With the chance of snow in the forecast, McCarty and his crew are now left to watch and to wait for Old Man Winter to roll in once more. In Harrison County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
The same storm system that could bring snow to parts of Kentucky, like Harrison County, is dumping heavy snow on parts of the Midwest tonight. Now, this is what it looked like in Des Moines, Iowa this afternoon. 6 to 8 inches of snow expected to fall there. And gusty winds made it even harder for drivers. Winter storm warnings have been issued from Iowa to Ohio.
With dangerously cold air moving in, people who help the homeless are getting donations together. Volunteers with the Catholic Action Center spent the day sorting through blankets, coats, and other cold weather items. Those will be handed out to the homeless. Tomorrow night, volunteers will go out on the streets of Lexington looking for anyone without a home. The homeless will be offered a warm place to stay, and they will receive coats and blankets.
We'll be going with other people that live on the streets that are familiar with these places, and these people, they'll be acting as our guides.
Volunteers say they helped 60 people when they searched the streets for the homeless on a cold night in November. If you would like to donate, you can do so at God's Net on East 7th Street. Well, they say it's bad and only getting worse. Doctors say this flu season is packing quite a punch.
And unfortunately, the number of flu cases in Kentucky continues to go up. Doctors at UK hospitals say they're seeing many more flu cases than they would normally see this time of year. As Jerica Insko tells us, the hospital is taking extra precautions to slow down the spread of the flu.
113 confirmed cases of the flu, and that's just at UK Hospital so far.
You know, we started in October looking at the flu season, and it's 15 to 20, and then all of a sudden in a day or two, and it's 50, and it's maintaining 50.
That's how many patients Kimberly Blanton, the Enterprise Director of Infection Prevention and Control, says UK healthcare facilities saw with flu-like symptoms on Monday alone.
We are certainly earlier. We have more cases at this time this year than we had last year in the last couple of years.
This doctor and many others want to stop the spread of flu, so they're recommending the flu shot.
It's still the best preventive medicine we have for preventing the flu,
which is still effective, according to this doctor.
So what we've seen this year is one of the strains that has predominated for the flu season has changed a little bit and is different than one of the strains that's in the flu vaccine. So it's not covered very well.
So they're taking other precautions within UK Hospital.
We have asked that no children under 12 visit, only 2 visitors in a patient's room at a time. We could ask that a family or a visitor put on a mask or wear other personal protective equipment.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention calls it an influenza epidemic.
It's hard to say exactly how high they're going to go.
Something UK Hospital wants to stop in its tracks. In Lexington, Jerica Insko, WKYT.
And right now, there are 20 people being treated at UK Hospital who doctors say tested positive for the flu. The National Guard soldier hit by an SUV outside a Lexington bar is saying goodbye and thanks to the community for its support. WKYT has learned that Noel Espino, severely injured 16 weeks ago, is leaving UK Hospital this week, maybe as early as tomorrow, and will continue his recovery and therapy at a VA hospital in California. This is a picture from Sunday of Espino giving a thumbs up from his hospital bed, along with his wife Rose and Lexington Catholic priest Norman Fisher. In a thank you letter to the community, the Espinos tonight say Lexington showed their true colors and were more than supportive throughout this trying time for our family. For this, we are truly grateful and blessed. They say Noel, who is from Guam, has a long road of recovery still ahead. One of his legs was amputated. Police say that he was hit by an SUV outside a bar on Euclid Avenue. The suspected drunk driver has pled not guilty.
Some tense moments at Bluegrass Airport tonight as emergency crews thought a plane could be in trouble. American Airlines officials say as one of their planes approached Lexington, the landing gear light came on in the cockpit. Officials say that meant something could be wrong. The pilot then went through his checklist, which is protocol, and kept the plane in the air, circling over Bluegrass Airport. Officials say the pilot didn't find any problems during the checklist and the plane landed safely. The plane was scheduled to land in Lexington anyway. It took off from Dallas.
Tonight, we're tracking the investigation into a fire that destroyed much of a Rockcastle County house. The fire started about 4 this afternoon along Scaffold Cane Road north of Mount Vernon. Firefighters say they could see flames shooting out of the house when they arrived. These are eyewitness pictures from the scene. Firefighters were able to get the fire under control. They say no one was injured. Firefighters are still trying to figure out what caused it.
Tomorrow, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell will officially become U.S. Senate Majority Leader. The new Congress will convene tomorrow with Republicans in charge of both the U.S. House and Senate. It is the first time in 8 years that Republicans will control the Senate. Senator McConnell and President Obama have said they'll work together despite differences on many issues. The Kentucky General Assembly will also begin its 2015 session tomorrow in Frankfort. The session will last 30 days, but this week lawmakers will only focus on electing legislative leaders and setting up committees, among other organizational work. Governor Beshear will deliver his final State of the Commonwealth address Wednesday. Lawmakers will then leave Frankfort Friday and return February 3rd for the second part of the session.
And just before the legislative session begins, a state senator has resigned. 27th District Senator Walter Blevins stepping down over the weekend to become Rowan County Judge Executive. The Democrat was elected to that post in November. Governor Beshear has ordered a special election on March 3rd to replace Blevins. The district includes parts of Bourbon, Fleming, Harrison, Nicholas, and Rowan counties, among others.
He tells us he didn't mean any harm, but police say a man they arrested outside the state capitol had multiple guns and ammunition in his truck.
Police say that Kenneth Stewart led them on a chase from Anderson County to Frankfort over the weekend. They stopped him just outside the state capitol. According to his arrest citation, police say Stewart told them he was angry with the government and said he was going to, quote, take care of business, end of quote. But from jail today, Stewart said he never intended to use the guns.
If I was killed up on the Capitol grounds and people knowing how I felt about those things, that it may accomplish at least something. You know, that maybe it would be a wake-up call. I never wanted anyone to be hurt, never, never.
Stewart says he now regrets what happened. He's facing 9 charges, including fleeing and evading and terroristic threatening.
They were considered rising stars on the U.S. ski team, but tonight investigators say 2 young men have died in an avalanche in Austria. Investigators say 20-year-old Ronnie Burlack and 19-year-old Bryce Astle were among a group of 6 skiers who left a marked trail. But investigators say that move triggered an avalanche that killed Burlack and Astle. The other skiers were not injured. Both men were part of the U.S. ski team's development program.
These were 2 great young men, not just great ski racers, but these were great young men.
Astle's mother says he wanted to compete in the next Winter Olympics. Investigators say neither man wore avalanche emergency gear.
Tonight, we're learning more about a Lincoln County man investigators say died in a fire at his home. That fire started this morning at a home on Maywood Drive. Family members say the victim, 54-year-old Danny Bailey, lived in that house alone. They say he was devoted to farming and to his parents.
First thing he done was when he got up in the morning, he'd go to my mom's and help mom with dad getting up out of bed.
Family members also say Danny Bailey will be remembered for his kindness towards other people. Firefighters are investigating what caused the fire, but they do not suspect anything suspicious. 2014 saw the fewest number of coal mining related deaths in U.S. history. The Mine Safety and Health Administration says 16 coal miners died on the job last year. That's a new record low. Coal mine employment has dropped in Appalachia in recent years, but federal officials say current coal employment is similar to what it was about 10 years ago when there were twice as many annual deaths.
James Comer announced today he has now raised more than $1 million for his campaign for governor. Right now, the Republican is Kentucky's agriculture commissioner. Comer says he's raised more than $500,000 in just the last 3 months. Former Louisville Councilman Hal Heiner is the only other announced Republican in the race. He loaned his campaign $4 million last summer. Attorney General Jack Conway and Lexington engineer Jeff Young are running on the Democratic side.